Yo, what's going on, guys? DJ Hess here, collectivekicks.com. Wanted to bring you guys a video today and show you guys the different versions of Ultra Boost that you guys kind of hear about or see on the market. If this video is informative to you guys and you guys are learning something from this, please smack the thumbs up button. Leave a comment, let me know that you guys learned something and maybe what you learned in the video. And hopefully this will be informative for you guys. But there's been a couple different versions since 2015 of the Ultra Boost, and very small, slight modifications on some, and then kind of bigger modifications on some of the other ones. So wanted to do this video for you guys' sake. So we have the V1, which is the very first version of the Ultra Boost right here. And this one you could tell is the first version because of the traction. So you can see how the nibs are on the bottom. This is the first version. The later version that ended up coming out, the V2, has different traction patterns, and I'll show you that. Everything else about this shoe is the same as the other Ultra Boost. And Adidas does really small, subtle changes to shoes, but they don't change the branding of the shoes. So you see on the box, it will just say Ultra Boost M or whatever like most of them say, such as this, Ultra Boost M for men's, I believe. And then if they made the V2 version, it's just going to say the same thing. So this is more for the consumer standpoint. If you're wondering why, like, hey, this one has nibs, the other one is flat. Like, why is that the case? Is this one fake? But this is the first version that ended up coming out in 2016. They have this version now, which has the improved Continental rubber. So you could see on the toe box area on the left-hand side is the old, the right one is the new. It says Continental at the top, and that is the kind of rubber and the traction of these. So that's the biggest difference from the Ultra Boost 1 and 2 is just the traction. Everything else is literally the same. You could see the materials are a little bit different as well, but I'm not really going to get into the comparison of all the materials. You can see the V1 has this kind of black look to it. And actually I have 3 different versions of these. I have another one that is all black here, and it doesn't have like the hints of gray. And then you have this one that has the gradient. They also do have a full gradient version of the black, well, where the middle is gray more so than this. This is like a darker gray. But so they have tons of different versions that they constantly release. And that's kind of interesting how they do that. But Ultra Boost here, black and then silver, and then this one's silver and then gold. So that is the difference again from the V1 and V2. So the V1 is the only one that's going to have these rounded nibs on them. And I think that was them listening to consumers, because they were suggesting that those traction bumps ran thin quick. So I think they just adjusted them and made them like this. Because when I looked at the early reviews of the Ultra Boost from actual serious runners, they said they put like lots and lots of miles in, and those were not lasting as well. So I think that is good, because it shows that Adidas kind of listens to its consumers. The next version that ended up coming out, and I just kind of washed these ones down a little bit, and you can see I've worn these ones a lot. The nibs are running down a little bit, and I literally wear these a ton. You could see the difference in the Continental rubber from the 2 models here. And this is the Adidas ST, Ultra Boost ST, but I removed the cage on it. One of my favorite models to date. And because of the boost material as well, you could see the boost is different on the ST model. It's actually more ample than on the regular models. Part of the reason why it's my favorite, but also because it has a loose tongue, and you can loosen them quite a bit. So love the STs. I'll put links in the description to these models if you guys are interested in purchasing them. They all run 180, so they're all the same price, but I find these ones for about 135 regular basis. But anyway, so the traction, you can see it's a little bit wider on this side for the stability version, or the ST version, and it has a Continental here versus down here on the toe area. So they kind of changed that up a little bit, as you can see there. So it's just a little bit wider than the other version, and you can see this one has a little narrow passage right here. So that's kind of the main difference between those ones. Obviously, whoops, I'm throwing the shoes everywhere. The back tabs are the same for each of the models, but once you get up to the front section, it's different. This one also has kind of a protective guard on the toe box area for that pair. So that's pretty much that. For a comparison to the Ultra Boost Uncaged versus the other versions, obviously the main difference is that there's no cage on it. This one I removed the cage. These ones I have not yet, but you could see the difference of the Uncaged versus the regular ones. The back tab, obviously, because of the Uncaged, and the front tab, so they lose that kind of aesthetic look to it, but you get the sock-like feel from these ones, and then it's a lot more relaxed feel because of this section right here. And from what I can tell, they reinforced this section, so it's hard to see, but you can see right here, it's like they used a material similar to this material right here on the outside, and it's kind of a hard like plastic covering, rubbery plastic covering. They did the same thing on the inside to reinforce kind of the without having a cage right here, so that it does have some sort of a lockdown, but you can see it's almost double plied like right through this section. Also, if you need more lockdown, you can actually move the laces down here to the lower area, and it'll bunch up more like around here and give you the extra lockdown if you have a thin foot. The other major difference for these ones is obviously the pattern is different on the Ultra Boost upper, but you have the 3-stripe branding on the side right here. So they took, and this one they had the 3-stripe branding because of the cage. This one they just did a real subtle 3 stripes right here. So I like the fact that Adidas though did listen to some extent. I'm assuming that they listened to consumers, because as soon as these hit the lifestyle side, people started removing the cages. It just was one of those things where it was just kind of a different look to the shoe, and it was more of a lifestyle casual shoe once the cage is removed, obviously. So now they ended up releasing all of these like this, and I think it's a real cool thing that Adidas ended up doing. Soles, again, exactly the same. Continental rubber on the top, narrow sections here and here on this one, and the same amount of boost on both of them. So those ones are exactly the same. But the prime knit upper is a little bit different than the other versions, and at least it looks a little bit different because of the coloring. It's not a gradient from the V2, and it just has a different kind of a pattern than the previous ones. But the other thing that was different is obviously the laces. I don't know kind of why they went with these thicker laces. I'm definitely planning on doing a lace swap with these, but these are the thinner laces that they usually have. This is the ones that this one came with. I want to replace this with rope laces, so I just got to get the right ones. Also, you can see the inside has like a neoprene sort of cushioning system, and it goes up to the collar of this one. But the reason why it only goes up to the collar is because obviously you have this knitted section right here where this fits around your sock. But it's the same kind of materials as this one. It's kind of hard to see, but same materials as kind of neoprene, nice sock-like, or the neoprene upper. Did I say upper? I mean inside like section of the shoe. I swear I'm still tired. This one does have the removable insole as well, and then the boost underneath down there. So that's kind of a side-by-side of the models though, so you can see like the differences between some of these things right here like that. Hopefully you guys like this video and it was somewhat informative for you guys, for those looking at all of the different models. Now, sizing wise, and that's one of the things I need to remember to get into when I do these videos, and I apologize I don't usually mention sizing, because I usually recommend trying them on person, but if you don't have the option to do that, the other thing also is that everybody's feet are different, so it's hard to suggest something. I suggest my sizing, but then other people have other sizing that they suggest because it might be different. So I think usually standard rule of thumb, I'm a 9.5, like a true 9.5, I feel like, and these fit me perfectly. You can get a size 10 if you want a little bit more wiggle room, and if you have a really wide foot, then maybe a 10 would be better instead of a 9.5. And that's true with every single one of the models. For me, the sizing is pretty much exactly the same. I know for the NMDs, the sizing is different. The regular models are true to size. The prime knit models run big. So if I'm a size 9.5, I should get a 9 in the prime knit NMDs. Prime knit and regular Ultra Boost, though, a 9.5 works perfectly fine for me. So hopefully that is informative to you guys. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you guys for some more videos soon. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, and hit the thumbs up again if you support the video. Peace, guys.